Hi guys, let me actually start with a very interesting story incident that happened with me. This was year 2008, I think, when I was at McKinsey and I was with a colleague of mine who was also a consultant. Then he made a very interesting, intriguing remark which I could not understand at all. He told me that sort of you think and then you speak. I do the opposite. I speak and that's how I think. I totally was not able to understand, and I immediately downgraded that consultant. That I thought that the right approach is you first think, analyze, and then you speak, right? So that it's thought through, it's robust. Whatever you are saying is robust. It's not because actually I have seen a lot of people around me, especially whoever is good in spoken English. A lot of people, and especially shallow people, they are very good in speaking, and that is how I developed this impression that people who think without speaking, or who speak without thinking, sorry, who speak without thinking are shallow kind of people. It's now after how many 14 years, 14 plus years, that I have been able to understand what actually it means and what is the benefit of speaking and then thinking. So I first want to just put it in perspective, position what I'm saying correctly. I'm not promoting only speaking without thinking, right? So there are three options. One is first you think and then you speak. This is the default option, right? Which I was at in 2008. The second option is, which I'm now promoting, is speaking and then thinking. And the third extreme crappy option, which I don't like at all, is speaking and not evaluating after you have spoken whether it was right, accurate, or not. Just speaking because you are articulate and you speak impressively and you want to, you're talkative. That is not what I'm promoting. I'm promoting the second option, which is you speak and then you evaluate what you have spoken. Is it accurate or not? And then you refine your thought. So you let your thought come out, then you evaluate whether what you have expressed is accurate or not, or does it need to be refined, edited, modified in some way, and then you again come up with your modified thought. This is what I'm proposing and promoting. Why? One example is, I was shocked when I was reading. Ayn Rand is my guru. I admire her a lot. I was reading her book Art of Nonfiction, and she said that when you're writing nonfiction or even fiction, the point is not about fiction versus non-fiction. When you're a writer, you have to let your subconscious work freely. If you become conscious of what you're writing, you will not be able to, you will basically paralyze yourself. You have to let your subconscious take over, and whatever is coming to your mind, let play with your subconscious basically. And this is exactly the same thing I have heard from great sports persons. For example, Sachin Tendulkar, the great cricketer, right? One of the best cricketers in the world. He said, if I let my analytical mind take over, I will be paralyzed while I'm batting. I just let my instincts, he uses the term instincts. I prefer the term subconscious or intuition to take over. So multiple, even I think Van Gogh, when he was painting, he used to express himself not consciously, but through his subconscious. Whatever is coming to the feeling that is coming to his mind, he used to express that on the canvas. So multiple people have actually promoted this thought. Why? My understanding is conscious thoughts or analytical thoughts, actually, analysis is in our conscious mind, but creative thoughts are in our subconscious mind. Because analysis we can do, whatever dots or information is in our mind, we can use that and we can do very good analysis. But analysis, there is a limitation. You cannot take leaps. You cannot discover new knowledge. You cannot take jumps in your thought. All the creativity is basically a jump. It was not known earlier and something came out totally out of the blue, like the structure of benzene came to the mind of Kekule. Right? All the creative ideas are like that, connecting the dots. So the point is that if you just think and then speak, you will be operating within the domain of analysis only, or your analytical mind. You will be able to deduce, make some deductions, but you will not be able to take leaps or unimaginable or out of the whack or counterintuitive ideas, which will only come to your mind if you let your creative mind or your subconscious come into the picture. And your subconscious does not come into the picture so easily, by language. You have to just express it. It does not come into the picture using analytical or logical or linear language. You have to just let your mind speak whatever is coming to your mind. You have to let your mind speak, but then the caveat is, after you have spoken, Then you evaluate whether what you spoke, does it feel well or not? Is there any error in that? And you refine that, and that is how you keep on refining your thought. So let me just give you an example. For example, you are a student and you gave an exam, and you wanted to estimate how much, what percentage will you get. Analytically, you cannot answer this question. There is no way to analyze this. But let's say, or let's say, maybe you can analyze this by looking at the question paper. But let's say you had a view on what are the chances that the stock market will fall. There is no way you can calculate the probability analytically, right? Or maybe there are some mathematical models. I don't want to go into that. But in my view, the right approach is you just think of a number that comes from your subconscious, from your gut. Let's say you say that I think 80% probability that the market will fall in the next 1 week. Then you see how it feels, how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, you will be able to weigh that feeling. Actually, spoken, whatever you speak, you can weigh that. The point is about weighing that and then modifying that. So you weigh it and you will get a feeling that 80%, maybe it seems I'm too much confident. It's not 80%. Then you downgrade it and then you say, okay, 50%. And then you again wait, and then you will get a feeling that no, maybe I became too much underconfident. Maybe the right number is 70%. So this iterative process, you will be able to arrive at a number which will make you feel comfortable. Why it will make you feel comfortable? Because feeling is basically your subconscious. Feeling is based on all your knowledge that is in your mind, all the context about the stock market that is in your mind, which you have integrated subconsciously. You cannot integrate that analytically. Analysis is only for breaking up things, synthesis for integration. So I just don't want to make this message long, and I've not been that clear in this point. I will post messages later on, but I just wanted to post this one, that if you are thinking and then speaking, then you only remain in the domain of being an analytical guy. If you want to be a synthesis oriented guy, synthesis is in the domain of the subconscious. You have to speak, then think. How does it make you feel? Is there any error in that? How do you feel about what you have spoken? And then you modify, and then you again think and feel, and then you basically can get into new areas. You can create new thoughts which you cannot create analytically. For example, actually, let me give you an example. Like, people ask me what is strategy. I give, it's a very complex and confusing and abused term. So I give a definition. Then someone pushes back, and then I think, okay, I've not been very clear. I modify, I iterate, and then after 3, 4, 5 iterations, I become comfortable with what I've spoken. As a result, I am able to create a definition of strategy. I'm able to get so much clarity in my thought. But if I just think, then I will get into the analysis paralysis, and I will not be able to achieve that outcome. That's all. Thank you.